This is a virtual interview for Kean University's master's program. My name is Chuck Bustani. The first question in the virtual interview is, what experiences helped you explore different OT settings and solidify your decision to pursue OT? Provide specifics on your experience. What did you learn? One specific experience that I had was when I was actually observing my brother, who was a registered OT, graduated from Seton Hall, and he was working with an autistic child named Brandon. And Brandon was falling behind in classes. He could not tell the difference between a capital A, for example, a capital A and a lowercase a. And mechanically, he couldn't write it. Also, his penmanship was very poor. So my brother was able to make a SMART goal for him and was able to follow it. And eventually, after a month, it took a lot longer than he thought with him, but it took about a month due to his slow learning style. So after a month, he taught him how to mechanically write a capital A and lowercase a, as well as fix his penmanship through instruction. And what did this specific experience teach me? This experience taught me, as an OT, you must be empathetic for your patient. You must be objective, and as well as you must be patient, because sometimes you can be teaching somebody, you can be putting someone through a specific regimen, and it may not yield results as fast as you want it to. So the patience is very, very, very imperative. The second question in this virtual interview is, how does a sense of belonging help or hinder participation in daily life? Be specific and provide an example. Everybody wants to belong. A sense of belonging is very, very important in society, especially among human beings. So generally, we want to be able to do what everyone else is able to do. If we cannot do what everybody else can do, this can severely affect our mental health, cause depression, anxiety. It would also cause a lack of participation in daily events. You stop going to your job, stop going to work. A good example of this is when in OT, when you have a patient who suffered a stroke and they lose the ability to, let's say, they forget how to use the bathroom. Based on the stroke, it causes them to forget how to use the bathroom, so they have to relearn how to use the bathroom. So this can cause that patient to be extremely depressed, because now something they've been doing all their lives, like using the bathroom, they forgot how to do, so they feel ostracized from other human beings. And that's what the great thing about occupational therapy is. The occupational therapist SMART goals, their regimen that they give that patient in order to teach them how to use the bathroom again, is going to allow them to become normalized in comparison to other human beings. And this is the beauty of the profession specifically. The third and final interview question for this virtual interview: what is one current societal issue OT can address, and how can OT practitioners make an impact? So one current societal issue that OTs can address is the mental health epidemic, especially in adolescents and teenagers, specifically depression and anxiety. So occupational therapy is severely based in psychology, like the education of occupational therapists are very psychologically based, because they have the ability to create SMART goals, which eventually lead to regimens involving stress management, emotional regulation, and help with executive functioning. So it's very, so if a high schooler, let's say, is depressed and is failing all of his classes because of his depression, it has nothing to do with his intelligence. He can go see an occupational therapist, and they can help him become more task oriented. They can help them create a schedule of when to do their specific tasks and how to regulate their emotions when those specific emotions suddenly come up while they're studying for an exam. And this is this is amazing thing occupational therapists can do. And in my opinion, they should have a worldwide like supportive environment or community outreach where they get local kids who are suffering from depression, anxiety, let OTs have a workshop, and this can really, really lower, lower suicide rates in high schoolers, for example. Giving them the ability to feel task oriented, be able to do better in their classes, be able to just enjoy life. This could all be conducted and formulated by an occupational therapist. So these workshops are just one example of how we can really stop this mental health epidemic.